Two last-minute court rulings could mean food assistance for tens of millions of Americans next month.
Federal judges have handed a last-minute win to states suing the Trump administration over SNAP food benefits, a key program for millions of low-income families. With the government shutdown now in its 31st day, the USDA warns that funding runs out this Saturday. If the standoff continues, families could see their benefits disappear, leaving many struggling to put food on the table.
If you are in a position where you can't feed your family and you're relying on that $187 a month for an average family in the SNAP program, that we have failed you.
The administration says the funds aren't legally available, while states argue a contingency fund was meant to keep benefits flowing. Meanwhile, President Trump is urging Republicans to use a so-called nuclear option to end the Senate filibuster and pass a short-term spending bill.
All they have to do is say, let's go, let's open up our country, and everything snaps back into shape.
Democrats insist any deal must include extensions of health care subsidies to lower insurance premiums, keeping the funding fight at the center of negotiations.
But the federal judge's ruling to make the Trump administration fund SNAP likely won't kick in right away. It takes time to load EBT cards, and there's always the possibility that the administration could appeal.
THV 11's Carter Thweet joins us in studio now with what that means for Arkansas. Carter?
Yeah, guys, Governor Sanders seems confident that SNAP benefits won't kick in right away. She announced this morning $500,000 to fund food banks across Arkansas during this time. But how much will that actually help? I asked the food banks themselves.
It is helpful, yes.
Brett Blakely of Hot Springs uses SNAP every month. He's been physically disabled his entire life, struggling to use or feel the right side of his body. Plus, he struggles with persistent seizures that make it almost impossible to get a job.
People who are on SNAP right now, a lot of people need it. Who desperately need it, who cannot afford groceries on their own.
With those funds likely wiped out for at least the start of November, Governor Sanders announced Friday morning $500,000 for 6 food banks in Arkansas. That's $83,000 per bank. One of them, the Arkansas Food Bank here in Little Rock.
It feels like we're riding a roller coaster, but not sure if the tracks are underneath us.
Kate Jenkins with the Arkansas Food Bank says they've already been busier during the shutdown with unpaid government workers needing help. And it's about to get worse.
We have a conservative estimate of having 100,000 Arkansans turning to us for maybe the first time this month if SNAP benefits are not funded.
That's 12 to 13 truckloads of extra food, Jenkins says. The governor's 83,000 will cover 2 of those. One thing Jenkins and Blakely agree on, the way for this to end is for lawmakers in Washington to figure it out.
It'd be really good if they could probably live in our shoes for a little while.
Please urge your lawmakers to end the government shutdown and fund federal assistance programs. There's no way that the food banks of Arkansas will be able to hold the line.
The Arkansas Food Bank says if you'd like to help them out with the increased demand, you can donate or volunteer. They say they desperately need it. You can get started on their website, arkansasfoodbank.org.
All right, Carter, thank you. The Arkansas DHS warning that if the federal shutdown continues past next week, 1,500 more employees will be furloughed and offices across the state will close starting November 10th. Programs like SNAP, TEA cash assistance, and funds for community partners will be disrupted, and some employees are already furloughed. DHS says critical services are at risk and urges Congress to reopen the government so they can get back to helping Arkansans in need.
And the city of Little Rock is stepping up to support those impacted by the SNAP funding cutoff. Starting tomorrow, SNAP recipients will not get the money they rely on for groceries, but help is on the way. Mayor Frank Scott Jr. announced this morning the Little Rock Cares Emergency Fund is back up and running to help provide groceries and essentials to those facing food insecurity in the city.
We utilized this as a fundraising arm during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the March 31st, 2023 high-end EF3, where we're able to raise large amount of dollars, whether it be from the city, the state, or the nation at a tax-deductible rate, to then utilize it for good.
The mayor says nearly 36,000 people in Pulaski County rely on SNAP assistance. You can make a monetary donation on the city's website, littlerock.gov/LRcares.
And the Arkansas Food Bank is holding its 6th emergency food distribution for federal and state workers since the start of the shutdown. It runs tomorrow from 9 a.m. to noon at St. Mark Baptist Church, and a valid government ID is required.